Welcome back to the podium finish live at the racetrack in the hot seat with driver of the number 16 Action Industries Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, fielded by Kaulig Racing. This gentleman here is AJ Allmendinger. I'm Rob Tiongson, of course, and as always, we can't do Texas Race Weekend without AJ. So before we get started, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm liking your sleek haircut there. It's good for this weather. I made a mistake. I didn't get the haircut this week, so I'm just gonna sweat like crazy. Luckily, I'm gonna have to add more gel to my hair for this weekend because it's supposed to be like 104 on race day. So that's my biggest concern right now is how much gel I got to put in my hair for the race. Other than that, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, the secret is hairspray.
No, hairspray. Like it doesn't like you. You got the hair that like just kind of flows perfectly that way. My hair curls if I go hairspray. It'll look like a big poofy labradoodle by the time I'm done. So I got to gel it.
Oh boy, oh boy. Well, we will talk about hair in a little bit, but let's actually talk about good business here because since we last talked, you're now a dad. So I'd be remiss if I don't congratulate you and Tara on becoming parents to your beautiful baby boy, Aero James. And I saw the video on Instagram, which really melted my heart. But what's it been like to raise your baby boy these first few weeks here?
Yeah, I mean it's interesting when you look down at him and it's like, wow, I have a real human to care for now. This is insane. I wasn't ready for that. So luckily I'm married to the unicorn. So Tara, she's amazing, and right now he's a mama's boy. He constantly wants to be attached to her for multiple reasons, and we'll leave it at that. So it's but no, it's really cool, and I can't wait to, as he gets older, and us be best buddies and hang out. So everything's really good. I'm sleeping fairly well. Tara stays in his room, and because he constantly needs her. But yeah, it's special.
I was gonna say back in March when all the good news happened, I was like, oh, AJ and Tara are not gonna get any sleep at all. So looks like one of you guys is at least getting the victory on that.
Yeah, I got the better end of the deal. So it's but it's like more than anything right now, I'm always more just worried about her. I'm like, okay, I don't want her exhausted. I want to make sure she gets everything she needs. So that's really my job right now in this, is just to make sure, as the husband, that Tara's just not completely exhausted and ready to run away.
It's like the Rolex 24, but you have a baby now, not a trophy to go after.
Yeah. About the same sound sometimes, quite honestly.
There you go, parents. Do endurance races, then become a parent.
Yeah.
And along with that, you also have a new kitty in your family. I know we all miss Mr. Tickles. I do. I know you and Tara do. But you got Chicken Nugget now, which great name. How is life with Chicken Nugget going?
Chicken Nugget's great. Tara, obviously losing Tickles was a sudden shock that we weren't really ready for. And Tickles was both of our pets, obviously, but that was Tara's baby. So, for a long time we had a lot of fans constantly kind of messaging Tara like, oh, I found this cat or I found that cat, and just was never the right time. And then for whatever reason, this sweet lady text Tara or message Tara and started talking and started sending videos, and the next thing you know, we're picking Chicken Nugget up at Gateway of all places. She lived in Missouri, so she dropped off Chicken Nugget, went to the race, and yeah, she's great. It's actually crazy to me how different Tickles is to Chicken Nugget, just their personalities. Tickles, even to the day before he passed, is like somebody come in the bus or somebody come in the house, like he would kind of run away and hide, and then maybe he'd come check it out and see if everything's. Chicken Nugget will just basically jump at the person right away. And but yeah, it's Tara's that's her new baby, and I'm happy that we have Chicken Nugget because you can see how happy she makes Tara.
And everyone's happy in the Allmendinger house. It's like brand new family. You started the year off, and now all of a sudden, look at this.
Yeah, Xena, we're working on Xena right now because she's still trying to figure out what Aero is. So she's getting closer. I don't think she likes that it's not all about her right now.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's peaceful at the house.
It'll work out.
Yeah.
I speak from experience. It wasn't long ago that you were this young driver coming from.
That was long ago that I was a young driver, Rob.
I don't want to think that way. 2006 feels like yesterday to me. Okay?
Yeah.
But no, you were like the brash, young, confident, open-wheel driver against these great guys in the IndyCar series, and now you're one of the respected veterans in stock car racing. And you have a moment to pause and think about that. How do you feel about all of this?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's always, I look at every day of waking up and try to be better, and no matter what you're doing in life, and you know that to me is the reason to wake up is to try to get better. You know, if you would have told 2002 AJ Allmendinger about, you know, as I was starting off in open wheel racing, like, hey, by the way, in 21 years you're still going to be getting paid to drive race cars, I would have signed up for that deal in a heartbeat. So I feel very fortunate that I still get to do this, and feel like, you know, I can still do it for another several years if I want to. But with that said, it's always about trying to improve. So there's those ups and downs of just the mental side of it, of certain days you feel great about yourself, and other days you feel like, you know, you're not very good and you got to figure out a way to get better. So it's just part of it, and that's what keeps pushing me.
So it was always pushing that goalpost. It never stays still. The stagnancy makes you go, why am I doing this in the first place?
Yeah, and you know, I always feel like if you don't wake up to be better, then, I mean, as bad as it sounds, maybe there's no reason to wake up. So that's what I'm always trying to push myself, and it creates an amazing life that I have, and it creates a dark side sometimes too when you're struggling and you just feel like you're not getting better. So there's a good and the bad with it for sure.
But you've been able to navigate those uncharted waters, and you're handling it really well, and that's why you're here in this team. And I do want to ask you, I mean, kind of a cookie cutter question, but what would be some of the goals for the end of this year that would make you say, you know what, AJ, I had a pretty decent year?
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal is to, you know, you say you win a race, but that's so difficult, and I think at times where we are as a team that even on the road courses, like, you're reaching, you know. So, but I feel like we can go to the Roval and run up front. You know, I feel like if we could just kind of consistently run top 15 the rest of the season, go to the couple of racetracks that you feel like you can be really good at and run really strong. Of course, if that's a win, that's amazing. And if not, I think you just finish the year knowing that you finish the year a lot better than you started, and you know, I think that's all you can ask for.
I mean, those are realistic goals for sure. And you win at the Roval, we all know that you're going to win because your victory celebrations are comparable to a professional bowling association guy, PVW.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
Oh yeah.
So you better be like, hey, Jay, Allmendinger. Just saying. You're with a bunch of energetic people on this team too. So I never asked you, what's been the most memorable or best advice you've received from either Matt Kaulig or Chris Rice?
You know, I think Matt, in the business sense of, you know, starting leaf filter in his basement, in his garage with a couple of buddies, to where it is now and where he's at in life. You know, the best thing, and I'll be 100% honest, I'm terrible at this, but you know, Matt is big about just enjoying every day, enjoying the process, and just, you know, they talk about smiling for the day. You know, I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, I need to be a lot better at it at times, but you know, Matt just leads that so much of just enjoying what we're doing and going through the process, even if it's not going well, because we're still very fortunate to do that. So I'll admit, like, that's something I got to be better at. But Matt's a big about just enjoying yourself and what you're doing.
Yeah, and it's obvious because this team's such harmony, and everyone works around making this program even better. One thing I'm not sure it gets better is the golf game, because Mr. Hemrick told me a while back that he can hold his own against you.
Yeah,
in the greens.
Hemrick smoked me this week, actually.
Really?
So yeah, it's I think it's better sometimes him only playing like once every month, and he goes out with low expectations compared to me, where I grind away and probably hit 200 to 300 golf balls every day and expect, I don't know, what do I expect right now? I expect to be better than I am. So he's fully right on that. Like, he can hold his own, and then when he wants, he can beat the hell out of me.
So he's actually not hyping it to me. He was really being honest.
No, he's right, yeah.
That Kannapolis kid.
Yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy. I know it's a busy week, and so I'm going to get to my last couple of questions here. If you had all the money and resources in the world to build your own racetrack anywhere around the world, what kind of track would you build and where would it be?
Well, I wouldn't leave the U.S. I love my homeland and I enjoy it and definitely don't want to leave it. It's a good question of where I would build it. You know, I think just because I love this area for golf, to me, like the Hilton Head area, I mean, it's so beautiful there. And if you could pick the right part of a land there and build a racetrack, it'd be a road course. I'm not building no damn oval. That to me, that would be an awesome place to race because I just love that area and it's so beautiful there. So that would be my pick.
I like that. It sounds really majestic.
Yeah.
I'm not sure this last answer to my question is going to be majestic, but let's keep it PG for the kids at home. Sirius XM said, "Hey AJ, we want you to be a guest DJ for a day. What songs are you playing for an hour long?"
Oh man, we'd have a good mix flowing there. We would go some hard rock, Godsmack, Five Finger Death Punch. Then we'd switch it to like Drake, stuff like that. Then we'd have to probably end it on some like Vegas club music.
Okay.
Go with that just to kind of keep the energy up and that flow. So we would have a good mix of what I would pick in music genre, and but you'd leave happy. I can promise that. And maybe a little angry too.
Ooh. What about that, folks? He actually gave me a PG answer. I can actually air this on YouTube Kids. But anyways, AJ, do you have anything you want to say to the fans on the video or the podcast?
Man, Rob, I just love you.
I love
like
you.
If anybody else would have asked to do an interview this weekend, I'd have told them to go. You know, well, I would, yeah, something like that. But for you, I'm here, man.
Oh, and that's why I'm here too. Look at that, all the love here on TPF Live. Well, that's AJ Allmendinger here at Texas Motor Speedway. Check this out on the website and on our podcast coming up. So until then, peace out, Cub Scouts.